All right, we're live. Hi, I'm Bill Patton with 720 Degree Coaching, and we're going to be talking to Mark Wylam today. And there he is right there on the camera. And we're going to talk about why you should think about changing your website to something else. Now, Mark, you said yes to getting involved in the website business, right? And so what led to you saying yes to getting involved in that?
Well, the first point, Bill, is that any business that is going to be successful needs a website these days. So that is the be all and end all. I had a business that was passed down from my late father. After a number of months thinking about it, I finally decided to take it on as a full-time business. Everybody needs a website. What I'm doing now, I'm absolutely loving, Bill.
Okay. Why should people consider changing their current website status, right? They might have a website that's not working for them. They might not have a website. They might have one that's provided for them, but they're not really happy with it. All right.
Another thought, Bill, is that they need something to drive traffic to their website. So some part of what I do, I know we're getting on before we're supposed to. Part of what I do is act as a website driver. So it helps to build the traffic over to a website.
Okay, awesome. So now let's get into the cost of developing a website and how does SportsProsConnect?
Yeah, SportsProsConnect. Gotta get it right.
That sticky problem of I don't want to pay too much for my website.
Yeah, well, the first things first, if you go out to a standard web designer and say, I want a website built, he's going to say, well, that's $1,000. He's going to say $2,000. He's going to say $5,000, even $10,000. One of the main benefits of mine is that it's a ready-made template, and I'm going to be talking about that as we go on. But what it is, it's a ready-made template, which means that you just fill in the blanks. So we do coach web pages and you just fill in the blanks. We do academy websites. Again, you fill in the blanks. And what it means is that we're able to offer a yearly subscription rather than a fee. So we can negate as low as €40 per year. That works out at about $48 per year. And it goes up to about 200 as a maximum.
Okay, because there are certain add-ons, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Say that a lot of websites are difficult to update.
Okay.
And that is totally true. When you look at a standard web designer, what they are, they're very, very busy. They're hard to get hold of. And sometimes if you're at a club or if you're at an academy, or if you just want to change something of your own, you've got no one to do it. You've got no way to do it. With the websites at SportsProsConnect, a huge benefit to the user is that they get their own username, they get their own password, and that means that you can make any change that you want within 5 minutes. You can do it anytime, day or night. You don't have to wait until they're up and ready and up from bed or whatever. Yeah. 24 hours, you can update your website.
And then what period of time does that take? I mean, if you wanted to make a simple change of date on an event or, write up a paragraph, how long would that take to update?
2 minutes, no more.
Yeah.
You log into the website and you go into the specific field, you make your change, save it, make sure you save it, that's vital, and then it's done.
So the cost is low. The convenience of updating is extremely easy. What's the next great benefit of SportsProsConnect?
Okay, the complication of standard websites, I guess.
Painful.
And I guess that's from the perspective of the user that's looking at your website. My website is built, and I'm not sure it's the easiest to understand for a lot of people. Obviously, it's easy for me. The way things are, when I build a site for yourselves as a coach, as an academy, it's using one set template. So whether you're looking at Joe Blogs or whether you're looking at your site, Bill Patton's site, for example, you know exactly where to look. There's no complications about it. It's on the same level, and it just makes it a lot easier. I go into hundreds of websites per week, and the frustrating thing for me is that you go in and you know what you want to look at, but every website is different. So you have to look at this page, and no, it's not in this page, and that page, no, it's not in that page. With the SportsProsConnect websites or web pages, effectively, you know where to look.
So we've got the simplicity of it as opposed to the overcomplicated mess. And I know that same pain. I really get frustrated when I have to go 3 layers deep to find contact information, because it seems as though the company is intentionally hiding the content information because they don't want me to call them.
Yeah, and if they don't want to be called, then that's fine.
But we do want to be called, so we want this stuff front and center, right there, easy access.
We want it in front of us, and so the reason that we're talking about here is that it's in a one place, one stop shop. You know exactly where to go, and you can find it for the same for everybody.
So a website really ought to be a conduit for great customer service rather than a point of confusion.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Awesome. All right, what's next?
So we're looking at being part of a brand. Okay, so most websites are totally exempt from being part of a brand, and what I mean by that is you've got your own website builder, you've got your own little website which is working for you or not working for you, but you're not part of an official brand. Ourselves at SportsProsConnect, we've just rebranded. Hopefully you've heard that, and this is why we're doing some of these conversations here with Bill today. But we are a brand on our own. So in the future, I sincerely hope that your SportsProsConnect will be a huge brand, and people will be able to live with it, and they'll be able to know exactly who you're talking about when we talk about SportsProsConnect.
And so the vision of it is, you're getting started heavily in the sport of tennis, but you're branching out into other sports as well.
That is totally correct. So a lot of you might have known me for the last couple of years. I've been working on a directory of tennis coaches for my previous business, socialtennis.com. And what I had to do was I had to totally rebrand, because a lot of people don't like to be known as a social coach. They want to be known as more of a competitive one. A lot of people would come to me and say, well, I don't want to be known as socialtennis.com. And that's absolutely fine. The reason that stood for so long was because it was passed down as a legacy from my father. He had the business for 15 years before I did. But I felt just recently that the time was right, that it needed to be a brand new rebuild. I decided to add additional sports. If you're a sports coach of any sort, now you can come to me and we can do the same sort of thing. Likewise, if you're an academy, likewise, if you're a club, or even a travel company that's looking to promote sport, then we've got a set template for you.
One great benefit of that to me is that, tennis coaches often in the US anyway, complain that we don't get access to the best athletes, that other major sports in the US get them. But if we're part of a platform that reaches out to other coaches as well, then we're also going to have greater access to a wider base of athletes as well, because we'll be discoverable by these people who might be interested in trying tennis. So, so moving on to the next bullet point, we have a really nice price. We have an uncomplicated, easy to use platform. We're part of a brand that's an interconnected thing. And then what's our next great benefit?
So our next benefit is a domain. People think as soon as they buy a website, they've got to buy their own domain as well. Well, actually, included in the charge from SportsProsConnect is a domain for you. Now, the domain would be sportsprosconnect.com/Joe Blogs, Bill Patton, Mark Wylam. can be anything you choose. Now, a lot of people say to me, well, actually, that's a bit long-winded. And yes, it is. And you can still choose to buy your own domain and link your domain to the same site. So in fact, that might be a huge benefit, because you can be seen in 2 different platforms. You can be seen by Google by your own domain name, and also by the SportsProsConnect. So if you wanted to do that, that is a benefit. But obviously, we charge extra for, well, we wouldn't do that for you.
Right. Well, and our next video that we do is going to be on how to build a social media platform. And, we'll get into that, and I'm going to discuss, that portion of it. And that is actually going to be very necessary for you to have your own domain that points to your social tennis. And, you can get that for anywhere from like $10 to $20 a year. It's not a really big expense.
So low cost, easy to update, very uncomplicated. We're part of a brand, and we give you your own domain.
How do we wrap this up?
The way to wrap it up is, let me tell you how to visit our site.
Okay.
So you can visit our site on www.sportsprosconnect.com. You can check out what we've already done. You can search for our coaches, for our academies. You can search through the travel companies. Just as easily, on the drop down of each of the coach, academy, and travel company site, there is a buy website service. All you need to do is fill in some details, and we'll be in touch with the next steps.
Thank you, Mark. So I appreciate your time here, and looking forward to talking to you in the next video.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, Bill, for your time.